Hello, my name is Quan of the Comeback Spot. This is the War Report, where we discuss AEW, NXT, and anything else we want to talk about. Usually, Cybers does the intro. However, he's on assignment, being a family man. He's going to family member's wedding, so he'll be sitting this one out. However, we got a special guest in the building. Well, not the building, through the Zoom call. We had a special guest through the Zoom call. You may have seen him on the Stay Busy podcast. You might have seen some of his work with Vibe. You may have seen him at the SummerSlam presser or any other wrestling any other wrestling events you can see him at. Man, Armon, welcome to the show, man.
Man, it's good to be back. The War Report is always an enjoyable listen. It's always good to be here, man. I don't get to talk NXT or AEW too much verbally, so it's always fun, especially with you, man. So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I was looking at your bio on Vibe on the Vibe website.
Okay.
You're from Jersey?
Yeah, man. Born and raised.
I didn't know you was from Jersey. All my family's in Jersey. You're up North Jersey. I'm South Jersey, but all my family's out there. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, all right, man. Yeah.
What's your Wawa go to?
Oh man, I haven't been to Wawa in a couple years, but damn, let me try to think. I think I would do the chicken cheesesteak. With hella toppings like lettuce, tomatoes. Fuck, I really, it's been a couple years, so I really don't remember the exact order, but I remember there was one summer me and my boys discovered Wawa. We would just get high and drive to Wawa and like get the sandwiches, get the milkshakes, everything. Like Wawa is the shit. I haven't been in a minute. You might have inspired me to go.
Sure, you should definitely go. I don't know how prevalent it is up kind of North Jersey, but South Jersey, Wawa's like literally everywhere. For anybody who's a listener in New England, it's the equivalent of like a Cumberland Farms or something like that. But yeah, I don't get to go to Jersey a lot to see my family anymore, just because like life and stuff. But like every time we go, first thing I'll say what's up to the family. But I gotta go eat. I'm gonna go hit the Wawa real quick. I've been getting the same thing since I was like a kid. I always get like a Italian on a roll or whatever, or turkey. But if anybody listening to this, you've never been to a Wawa, you got to go once. It's top tier gas station food.
It is.
I'll put it up there. I mean, I haven't. You've been more places than I have. I'll put it up there with any other gas station establishment. I've heard people say I heard people say like Buc-ee's or whatever the fuck down south, but
Wawa's up there for me just because anytime I travel, I'm not really eating gas station food too much.
Yeah, you had catered events. You different now. It's a different type of bag now.
Man, I gotta give a lot of love to the WWE. They be them, and it's them and the arenas and stadiums that they have the events at. Like, Ford Field's food in the suite was great. The food at MSG was great. So shout out to them for knowing where to go and for the caterers for blessing it for sure.
See, I want to go to. I have never been to a stadium show for WWE. I've only been to like arena shows, so I really want to do that. I remember last week when you were on a show, you guys were talking about y'all never seen a cash in live. I do got that one up on y'all. I have seen a cash in live. I saw Bailey win the Money in the Bank and then cash in the Money in the Bank.
So that's a good one too. That's a really good one to see.
Dog, the loudest pop I've ever heard in person, by far. It was by far the loudest pop I've ever heard. I've been to a good amount of shows. That's easily loudest pop I've ever been a part of.
I can imagine. That was because I think it was just the perfect moment. Like Becky defending twice, Charlotte Lacey screwing her. Like that's a good one. That's a good one.
It was awesome, man. And that was the same night Brock screwed over Mustafa Ali on the ladder too, which was nuts.
Crazy show overall. I actually watched that back recently. That was a really good show.
And that dump of an XL Center, get rid of that damn place. But anyway, I'm gonna try to integrate some vibe and some more of this. But like, so I was thinking, I was on YouTube watching like old MTV Spring Break videos or whatever. And I'm just thinking about like kind of music that kind of defined high school or like this. So there's like I think there's like three kind of eras in my life of kind of like the music I really appreciated, specifically in the hip hop sense. Like
Yeah.
I can kind of remember the first song I remember as a kid, really like, oh, I kind of fuck with this hip hop thing. Like this is really cool. And then there's this era of when like in high school they say like that's kind of your where your taste will always be at, and kind of where you kind of figure out what you really like. You start maybe venturing into other genres or whatever, and then kind of your taste now are kind of just like college and after or whatever, right? Or as even as an adult, like me when I once I turned 30, kind of how like my what I was looking for in my music kind of changed. So I just wanted to ask you, like, I just give me 3 songs to you, like the first one, the first hip hop song you fell in love with. What's the one that reminds you of like high school age you, and they kind of give me something now that really defines and like what you look for in hip hop or what you love about hip hop.
I think One More Chance. This was what that was Diddy. Was that
One More
was
Chance
that Diddy?
remix?
Yeah, One More Chance. That was Diddy, Biggie, 112, and Faith Evans. Am I right? No. Am I thinking of I'll Be Missing You? No, yeah, no. But One More Chance was Biggie and fuck. Who was it?
One More Chance was damn, who was on the hook? Now
Was it Ashanti? Ashanti, right?
no, not Ashanti. Ashanti wasn't out back then.
I gotta look this
No,
up.
it was
This
a
is
group.
gonna bother me.
I don't want to say it was an En Vogue. I don't remember what group it was. Oh my god, I'm gonna go look it up.
Biggie and fuck.
It was a group.
I'm
Was it
on
Total?
his...
It was Total. It was definitely
Total.
Total.
Okay, I'm tripping.
It was definitely Total. I'm bugging. I'm
Total,
like, nah,
yes,
Ashanti didn't come out
bro.
there way later after that.
Niggas gonna hear this and be like, "Yo, do you work in hip hop?" Like, but yeah, I don't know. Just as a kid, like One More Chance really just, and it's hip hop R&B kind of hybrid. But I've always loved R&B. I think coming up, I loved I remember a vivid moment. My dad would drive me to preschool, pre-K, and he would be playing music he liked, and I would just beg Daddy, yo, play 112, and then he would put the 112 album on. And so I fell in 112 was probably one of my first favorite acts ever.
Before you go any further, this sounds like some New Jersey bias type shit. But also, because you said 112, one of the first music videos that I really remember, like really getting excited to come on, was the Only You video with Mason, Biggie, and all that. And I remember they were like, I think they were in Times Square or somewhere around there. And they were in the Jeep. They had these jackets. Them jackets were, I wanted one of those jackets so fucking bad, bro.
Absolutely.
Those jackets were so fire. But I only stopped you because my first ever song that I really remember like really, really fucking with was All About the Benjamins. It was the first song. It was the first hip hop song like I really remember like learning the words to, like really be like really like I studied that song. Like I used to listen to it. Come on, I had 2 older brothers, so they were really strictly like they was on their bad boy shit. They like that was the hottest shit. But I just remember like that whole bad boy era and aesthetic was so important and like vital to me, like embracing hip hop and coming into hip hop. Because like I just remember like the Mariah Carey video when they're on jet skis and shit and on a airplane, whatever they were doing, and they were just like, these guys are so cool. They're having like so much fun. Like I need to be a part of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the appeal of Bad Boy at the time. They were like, if they're the way to explain it, they're like, that was like WWE. You know what I mean? Like it was like high production, high. Like everything with glitz and glamour, shiny suits and shit. That was like new generation WWF. Like it didn't feel like whatever WCW was doing where it looked like it was a smoky room or whatever. It was like this is like laser lights, fireworks, just flashy shit. But I'm sorry to cut you off. That just
no, you're good. I feel you on that. That was an amazing video, amazing time. Like one thing about Diddy is whatever he had hands in, it was gonna be highly produced. And you know, as much as people might clown him these days, like his impact on music is indelible. So I feel you on that. Now, high school. This is as
when
you
did
said.
You graduate? When did you graduate? You graduated
high school. I graduated 2013.
Okay.
Yeah. There's so many directions I could go. I mean, there's so many artists. Like I was in high school when the blog era really first got going. So there's Wiz, there's Drake, there's Wale, there's Mac Miller, there's J. Cole was coming up. But I think one song, and I remember Black Print played it a couple weeks ago. Mac Miller, Juicy J, Lucky Ass Bitch. That was my shit. That was my. I remember I was on a trip with like the school band because my mom, she was a school nurse, so she was the like assigned nurse for the trip, and so she
Yeah.
brought me on the trip with her. And Lucky Ass Bitch came out right around that time. That was my junior year, so this was spring 2012, and I played Lucky Ass Bitch every time I got on the bus, multiple times on the bus. I like started smoking weed at the time, so I was high as shit playing that shit. Lucky Ass Bitch is my absolute shit, man. It was I like every time I hear it, you just feel that sense of euphoria because it brings you back to a time, but then it also
Yeah.
it's aged well. Like it's still a great song. So
Yeah,
it's
so
got to be
fire.
Lucky Ass Bitch, Mac Miller, Juicy J.
I love that song. I just remember because that was around the time where Mac had kind of first was really starting to get a name, and he tried to go like a certain route. Like it was more like a more, I don't want to say it was pop, but it was like definitely more radio friendly kind of music he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And you could tell it just wasn't really working like that. Like it wasn't him. So
Yeah.
he lost me at that time, like when Blue Slide Park whatever came out. And I just remember like I gave this tape a chance. I think I saw like the features on it. It was the Macadelic tape. I saw like the features on it, and it was like I saw like Kendrick and stuff. I was like, oh, I fuck with Kendrick, and I saw like whoever else was on it, I forgot. But I remember when that specific song that brought me back. I was like, okay, Mac, you back, baby? Because kids, I love kids. I listen to kids today. And then after that, I was like, he kind of was losing me. But when Lucky Ass Bitch came out, he brought me back. I like, my guy. This is what I was waiting for, man. This was it.
Yeah, special record like that. And Juicy J had like a crazy run at that time too.
Yeah, Juicy was going crazy.
He was on everything. He was killing everything. It was just like, yeah, like I welcome this. And I remember, what was it, like 2005 when 3 6 Mafia dropped Stay Fly, and like they had like a peak at that time too. So it was like I fucked with Juicy. So seeing him pop back out with Mac, I was like, oh, this is fire.
Yeah, this is hard. So I graduated high school a little bit later than you. I graduated in 2008. So my kind of era was like a lot of like Atlanta shit. That's when trying to even think what was even coming out around that time. That was like Jeezy. That was Gucci. I wasn't really a big Gucci Mane fan. Like I didn't understand it. Like it wasn't something you heard in Connecticut. It was no Gucci really, but like it was kind of that era, the Snap era. I'm a big. I love the Snap era. That era is special to me. I'm not even sure why, because a lot of it wasn't good, but them songs, man, they just bring me back to such a special time. But like a one song that I can think of that really like was special to me was I Wonder by Kanye. That was my junior year. I remember it came out September. Either it came out September 11th or September 12th. Because my birthday is September 12th. So I remember like my girlfriend at the time, who's also the mother of my child, shout out to Kelly.
Hey.
But she bought me graduation for my birthday. I just remember like how excited I was to finally hear. I remember I had listened to the Can't Tell Me Nothing mixtape, and I was on Kanye's blog every day. Like that was kind of it was like pre-blog era. Like it was like right when it kind of started off. So I was on Kanye's blog every day, like looking at what's Kanye listening to, like what's he got going on. And I remember like, man, when I heard I Wonder for the first time, I was like, well, this is like, that shit was special, man. That another one, briefly, Mr. Me Too.
Bro, great record.
The first time it's only happened a few times in my life where I've done this. The first time I heard Mr. Me Too, I think I just played it on repeat for an hour. I just looped it. I was like, I played it. I've only done that for like 2 songs ever. That and Cranes in the Sky. But bro, when Mr. Me Too came out, bro, I couldn't believe I never heard anything like that before. Like I couldn't believe my ears. It was just like, I don't even know. All right,
yeah.
What about your current let's say I don't even know. Last 5 years.
Last 5 years, one song that defines like my listening. I feel like in the last 5 years, my music taste has like changed a bit too. Like mine has changed drastically. Like obviously, I listen to a lot of stuff for work, but also for my leisure enjoyment. Damn, one song. I'm gonna go with a song that I like really love right now. So these Rock Nation artists put out this mixtape called Humble Souls. So Rock Nation, these like younger artists. There's Ruben Vincent, HD Been Dope, Kaylin for real. And there's one song called "Love Is a Mixtape," and it's basically paying a homage to the blog era by like using different blog era mixtape titles to spit game to a girl. So like I actually like posted it on my Instagram story earlier today. Like the verse goes, I'll give a couple lines from the verse. He's like, Friday night lights, cold winter, summertime shootouts in the Bronx, we born sinners. I've been on this marathon, 2010 Nipsey. She the one to beat me up, Scotty, '09 Nikki. I got overly dedicated. The work, she started to miss me. Waiting for the season, I come back like Drizzy. Like it's a whole verse using all these mixtape titles to make clever wordplay and flips to talk about their love for a girl, and like Kaylin kills the hook. And yeah, so that's what I've been listening to a lot lately. And I feel like those artists are like they're known in New York area, but they're not nationwide yet. But I feel like this will be the song to really take them there. So I've been playing that nonstop. Like I think my girl learned the words to it because I was playing it so much when we were in Miami together. So I
love that. You know what I love when I find out about people before everybody else does. It's such a nerdy thing to really care about. But I love there's been a few people I was super duper early on. I'm proud to say I was super early on the weekend. I was extremely early. I remember I was telling everyone, like, yo, you gotta listen to this guy. You gotta listen to this guy. Yeah. I would say I was fairly early on Drake too. I was on his MySpace because anybody who follows my personal Twitter account, I'm a fan of Degrassi and I've been rewatching it. So like I was already like a fan of him as a person. Like I was like, oh, it's the black guy on the show that I watched. So like the one black person. So I remember I saw what did I hear first? It was like a MySpace freestyle. It was like I think it was a Swagger Like Us freestyle. I was like, yo, this not that bad. Like, hold on, it's not that bad. And I remember like Ransom came out after that, and then I think the next joint he did was it Stuntin'? It might have been Stuntin' with Wayne. I don't know what it was, but I remember I heard Ransom and I heard Stuntin'. I was like, okay, this guy's good.
Bro, it was so wild because like I knew of him for a few months and I was like, yo, I really like this guy. I think this might be my favorite rapper, but I didn't know what he looked like. So when I found out he was Jimmy from Degrassi, I was like, what the fuck? This nigga? What?
I didn't even know he could do all that. He didn't do that on the show.
Yeah. Nah, I remember like the fucking replacement girl era with Trey Songz, all that comeback season. Like, well, what a time.
What a time, man. Missed those days. Well, I love talking about hip hop with you. I would do it all night, but we'd be here for hours, and we got some substantial stuff to talk about. I don't even, you know what?
It's substantial.
It's all really silly stuff when you really think about it in the grand scheme of things. But CM Punk, he's been in the news a lot this last week. It's really started on a Saturday. After the Collision taping, he's playing around with the crowd or whatever, and he kind of makes a comment about Hangman Page. He said he was at Walmart, went in the toy aisle, saw a bunch of Hangman Pages over there. He said he wasn't selling shit. You ain't shit. Basically, it was a little jab or whatever, but people took it a lot deeper than that, understandably, based off history, and it started a whole firestorm of just news. Before we get into all the other stuff, what was your initial reaction to the Hangman comments?
I mean, I'm not surprised. Like Punk is gonna let it hang, and TK is gonna let him do it. Like it's pretty funny. Like, and the weirdest thing is I see people on the internet taking sides, and I'm just looking at it from an outside perspective. It's all funny to me. Like it's terrible. I can't believe the company is running this way, but I'm not surprised Punk did it. Punk is not one to hold his tongue, and he already proved niggas like, yo, like when it comes to fists, like I'm gonna whoop your asses too.
Yeah,
so
you know
it's like y'all not gonna check me. So I'm not surprised by it. It was very, very funny though. Like it's just. More funny things on top of more funny things.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where, like, to be on the mature stance, like, y'all are in your 30s and 40s, y'all are parents, y'all are some family men. This is unnecessary. It's dumb as hell, but also it's pretty funny. As for someone who not really a big fan of CM Punk and not really a big fan of the Elite, this is all really funny stuff to me. I just think these little back and forth jabs or whatever. So that kind of happens, and then we hear, a couple of days later, there's conflicting reports that the Hangman Page wasn't allowed at Rampage to tape a vignette because it was around where he lives at. So he was just,
was it Rampage or Collision?
I'm sorry, Collision. Yeah, it was Collision. There was conflicting rumors that he came up there and they were like, "You got to go, buddy." Punk said, "No, you're not on the list. Strictly for the Colliders." But we don't know if that's true or not. That has been they've gone back and forth on that one. So that happened. Then another report comes out about Ryan Nemeth. People who are not familiar with Ryan Nemeth, that is Dolph Ziggler's little brother. He's worked for AEW for a while now, usually like enhancement stuff. He was on Dark a lot with I forgot the stable's name. Doesn't really matter. It was a stable of jobbers. And at the time of Brawl Out, he had a lot to say. Ryan Nemeth had a lot to say about Punk. What did he call him? Man,
he like tweeted. Was that him who tweeted something?
Yeah, right. Ryan tweeted. I forgot what he said. Like he's the
softest guy alive.
I think he called him the softest man alive or something like that. And Punk didn't forget. I guess I'm assuming Ryan Nemeth was booked for I'm not sure Collision. It seemed like they run a pretty like small crew over on for Collision. It seemed like not a lot of people are there because usually the same 15 people working these shows. So I'm assuming Ryan Nemeth was booked, probably do some enhancement stuff or whatever. And then Punk, pulled up on like, "Hey, we got a problem."
What's up with them Twitter fingers?
Yeah, I remember what you said. And then Ryan Nemeth was just like, "Nah, I'm just trying to get myself over, man." And Punk was like, "Yeah, don't do that again." You gave him a little pow, a little slap on the wrist, like, "Don't do that again." And then allegedly he got kicked out. He wasn't on the show. I can tell you that much.
Like, bro, when I was in the other company, I used to big dog you, your older brother. So you're not gonna come at me like that.
He's talking crazy. So yeah, I guess on one stance, it's kind of crazy that Punk has that kind of power to be able to tell people they can't come in, allegedly. Bro. But also the other stance, like, yo, see, like, I gotta respect it. You was talking kind of crazy to be online, so like now I see you in person. You gotta have that same energy. You kind of gotta respect that. I mean, is it a professional? Not really, no. But you can't be talking crazy real like that. You gotta keep it real. I think this is very like this is not good
at all.
But also, this is kind of, I think this locker room needs something like this. I feel like there's been no real, everybody's been too friendly. There's been no guy who like puts his foot down like, "Yo, none of that bullshit. We ain't on that shit over here." Like, yeah, you come to work, be professional, yada yada. He's like an enforcer backstage. I don't even know how to explain it.
Bro, I feel like it's exposing. I feel like so I was telling them on the A show, fake camaraderie is very, I can just see it. And I think over the years, a lot of these AEW talent, because they were very like, we're coming at the WWE, they worked as a unit on the surface. But I think a lot of people who we could consider Punk's kids, if we're talking like NXT was Dusty's kids and H's kids, HBK's kids, like Collision niggas or Punk's kids, I think a lot of them felt this way. And they just didn't have that catalyst to really come out and say it. So Punk is empowering everyone who's on his roster to kind of, operate this way. So I mean, it's good to just hash this shit out. It's entertaining. It's not great for a company, but I mean, I don't know, man. This shit is nuts.
Tony Khan was asked about it in an interview. He kind of just sidestepped it and like, I'm excited for the show tonight.
Wembley. Wembley.
Yeah, pretty much. So like we'll see where this goes. It's so silly. I feel like not only are you starting to have your fan base kind of like is split down the middle. Like, I don't know if this is a really good thing. Yeah. It could be. We'll see. I guess we'll have to see, when the time comes. But it just feels like you don't want people choosing sides on your product like that. Like, even like at peak Raw versus SmackDown, it wasn't. They were still like, what I mean? They still work there together. It wasn't like no real life beef. This feels like real life beef. You got roster split sides. Like people are taking shots at each other on different shows, knowing that nothing gonna come of it because as of now, it don't seem like the Elite is willing to work with Punk. Punk, from reports we've seen, Punk seems like he's willing to work with them. It don't seem like they want to work with him. So I mean, understandably,
I saw something about how the Bucks or Omega wanted him to apologize, and
yeah,
it's just and grown ass men, bro. These is grown ass men.
Bro. Just get to work, bro. Even like if you have disagreements at work, whatever. But like, come on, man. It's been over a year. Like y'all not really trying to make money like that, like y'all say y'all are. But I get it. If a nigga beat my ass, I wouldn't want to work with him either.
It's
I also get it.
It's fuck that nigga forever.
I feel him. I kind of feel him. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with this Punk stuff. It's nothing real. Oh, also there's another story. I guess it was like from 6 months ago that Jack Perry wanted to do like some kind of segment with like real glass instead of like fake glass, and Punk was like, no, niggas.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't as serious as the first report initially made it out to be, but I just wanted there's another story that went out there. I guess people are trying to get their impressions up. But in more positive AEW news, All In, it broke the record. It is officially hit 80K. So we gotta applaud that. This is double what I said they were gonna. I was saying like 40, 45. So for them to get 80, I mean, you can't deny how impressive that is, no matter if you're a fan of AEW or not. Let me get the exact number because I want to give them proper credit. Oh, let me see what they did. Let me go on WrestleTix real quick. Shout out to WrestleTix.
Shout out to WrestleTix. That's definitely great for them. You know, the card ain't necessarily looking like it's worthy of all them people going, but you know, hey, they did it. So
they did.
Guess we can tip their cap.
As of 3 days ago, according to WrestleTix, is at 80,056. I will say I'm interested to see how the crowd reacts. I'm interested to see production wise if they're gonna do like a big stage or something like that, or what they're gonna do with that. That's gonna be cool. We'll get into the All In card later.
Okay. Well, just quick. Are you excited for All In?
Not any more excited than I would be for any other AEW pay-per-view at this point.
That's all I need to hear. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be the first. I'll be the first to tell you this. I know the tagline is the biggest wrestling event ever. It don't feel like it. I don't have that
at all, bro.
I'm not even like even WrestleMania. Like when WrestleMania is coming up, I'm excited about it. I'm like all in. I'm all. That's all I'm thinking about. Even like SummerSlam this summer. Like I was pretty excited for like the week before. Like okay, I'm ready for SummerSlam. Like when it went on Saturday, I was excited, even if I wasn't fully like. That the show itself was cool, but like this, I don't feel it right now. I mean, they got one more week. Maybe I'll feel different in a week, but right now I'm just kind of like It's not like I'm gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's gonna be during the day, so like I'll watch it when it's happening. But it is what it is right now. But anyway, congrats to AEW on 80. That's still great numbers. I mean, that's the biggest show. Shit, one of the biggest shows ever. Also WWE, the merger is, I believe if it's not completed, it should be completed real soon. I know there's been releases and hirings going on, so whatever freeze they had seems to be over. There was a meeting, and one of the keynotes in the meeting was kind of like they really wanted to in the future really have NXT be a sustainable third brand, which, you know, I feel like was always kind of the vision, and then it kind of went away around the COVID time or whatever. Yeah. But I'm interested to you, what do you think they need to do with NXT to take it to the next level? Do you think it would be like starting a tour? Would that be kind of maybe a few more notable faces that we know?
Yeah, 100%. I definitely think they need to get around the world more. I think every time we see them have a PLE in another city, it goes very well for them. The fanfare is there, the excitement is there. So I think that'll be a big part of it. I think they're doing a good job in bringing main roster talents down. Dom and Rhea are there every week. Yeah, Baron Corbin might as well just be an NXT talent at this point, but he's been interesting. I'm sure they're gonna at some point bring someone else down to work with the talent there, but I think they have a very good foundation. And they also just have like Roxanne every time she's doing something that's a draw for them. So I think they have a really good foundation. They have things that they can build upon. I think, especially when Nikita comes back, I think she's gonna bring people in for for whatever reasons. Drewski hands up for whatever reasons, but I do think they have something good really going there, and I think what they're accomplishing now, even with the main roster talents like Dominic is clearly drawing, like I think that it's a testament to 2.0 was a good project, and people were trying to write it off immediately, but I think that what they accomplished in that year and then rebranding again, what they have right now, I definitely think NXT can be a sustainable third brand. Can it be to the point where they can compete like a 2019 Survivor Series? Like if we look at what a Raw team would be, a SmackDown team would be, and then an NXT team would be, I don't know if they could put together
Von Wagner and Trick Williams.
Bro, like I don't know if they could put together a team like Keith Lee, Ciampa, Priest, Gunther, and Riddle. I don't know if they could do that again, but I think they could put someone out there that would at least be interesting. But again, I think that takes time because 2019, they were what, 5-6 years into that era of NXT, building up those people. So
yeah,
I'm definitely willing to lipo this, but I think what they've done down there is great. It's definitely remarkable.
All right, next question is this: do they beat Dynamite in ratings this year?
They're definitely going to beat them at some point.
Definitely. On a scale of 1 to 10, how sure are you they're going to beat Dynamite this year? At 10. Some point? Not no like weird like preempted shit or like any kind of like they're on a different channel or whatever. If straight up they're on USA at 8, they're on TBS at 8 o'clock the next day. You are at a 10 that they're going to pass.
Absolutely sure about it. They have been slowly creeping up. They have it's I feel like it's really inevitable. It's really just a matter of, it's not if but when.
Hey, if that happens, boy.
Hey man,
it'll be a hell of a time. I need that. I need it. All right, where are we on? Let's talk about what do you want to talk about first? You want to do AEW or want to do NXT?
Let's do AEW, man.
All right, let's do AEW. Are you a Collider?
I've watched a few episodes. I've been, as you've seen, I've been super busy. So like when I'm out of town, I'm not watching Collision. This past Saturday was my first like really free weekend, so I was just enjoying my free time. I was actually rewatching couple of different shows, like old shows. Like I saw you quoted a tweet about like rewatching old shows, so like that's what I was doing. I was rewatching Insecure. I've been rewatching old Fresh Prince episodes. So I did not watch Collision this past week, but I've tapped in a few times, and like I'm definitely one of those people who, like, the first episode I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. But I think a big part of it was a lot of it was the former WWE talent who were wrestling. It's like, okay, we know these are competent in-ring workers, so the matches are better and there's a little more storytelling to it. So I wouldn't call myself a Collider, but I have tapped in, and I definitely can see why people enjoy it.
Yeah, I think Collision has been probably, I would say, the most consistent show in the last couple of months besides maybe NXT. I think NXT might have edged them for me as far as just like, I'm enjoying this, I'm not bored yet. So I think that's good. My main kind of complaint has been the same thing every week. It literally been the same thing every week. Good show, or fine to good show. Main event's way too fucking long. Every single week. Every week. This is another one where the main event wild long. CMFTR versus House of Black. It was one of the better Punk. I think Punk looked all right in this match compared to last week against Stark. Other stuff that happened: Brock Anderson versus Luchasaurus. This might have been the spot where Ryan Nemeth was supposed to be there. I don't know, or somebody else, whoever's, I don't know. Samoa Joe squashed Andrew Everett. I was kind of scared when I saw Andrew Everett, and I thought they were going to go 50-50 with Joe, but thankfully Joe said, I can't do that, buddy. So that's fine. Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander lost to Mercedes and Martinez and Diamante. I still don't understand why Willow is not in the tournament for the all-in match. She literally won the Owen, but whatever. Iron Savages Had a match with the Acclaim. They lost the Acclaim. Iron Savages, formerly Bear Country. They hadn't been around in a while. I'm a fan of Bear Country. I think they should be utilized more. But that's it. Kind of with the Collision. It was whatever. It was a fine episode. But let's get into Dynamite, man. Let's see what's really going on. Let's start it off. Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta in kind of a very standard Orange Cassidy match. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was definitely a 3.25 star match for me. Wheeler Yuta he's him. I think he's very. He's not what? Him. No, he's not. I was about to say, whoa. No, not like that. Not like that. He ain't him. But he just kind of like he's just a guy still after all this time. I think his wrestling is fine, but like he did nothing really exciting about him. Orange Cassidy, I think this run, it might be time to kind of take that belt off him and get him something into something else. But the match is
it's getting old. Like there was a period where, and I don't know if we were like it was a gimmick in the Discord or we really feel that way, but Orange Cassidy was like carrying that show. It was like Orange Cassidy's opening is lit. It's lit. Yeah. Like he's cooking. No, like, and you know, he's good in ring, he's fun, he's entertaining, but you know, you can only have ice cream every day and for so long until it's like, I don't really want this anymore. This is not tasting as good.
And not even that it's been bad. It's just been like, okay, we've seen this for a while now.
It's getting old.
Right.
Yeah.
We've seen this for a while now. Post match, BCC jumps Orange Cassidy, who obviously wins. BCC jumps Orange Cassidy, and then best friends come out. They got beef with BCC after the parking lot brawl on Rampage, which was fine. It wasn't as good as the first one, but it was fine. And then Eddie Kingston comes back. We haven't seen him since he left for G1. He didn't make it to the finals of G1. I don't know how he did, honestly. I don't know. I know he didn't go undefeated. I definitely saw some losses. But Eddie Kingston was back. He still has beef with BCC as well. So he challenged him to a six-man match at All In. It's going to be, oh my God, Eddie Kingston, Best Friends, Orange Cassidy, Lucha Bros against BCC. They got to find 3 other people, and the match is going to be Anarchy in the Arena. That's a big old arena. Is
it Anarchy? It's a Stadium Stampede, right? Stampede?
I'm sorry, I apologize because we're not in the arena, we're in a stadium. So it's Stadium Stampede. That's a big ass stadium. If this is like anything like Anarchy in the Arena, it's gonna be a mess. I don't know how those cameras are gonna keep up with everybody. That's 12 people fighting.
That's a lot. It's a
lot of people fighting all over the place. So we'll see how that goes. For what it's worth, the first Stadium Stampede, I liked it. Second one, it was all right. So they're 1 for 2. So hopefully we'll see how this one goes. But yeah, did you have any thoughts on kind of how we led to this match or?
Yeah, I agree. The Wheeler Yuta Orange Cassidy matches, whatever. It's just a lot. Like this show very much so felt like, oh shit, it's 2 weeks before All In. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's start booking matches,
which is kind of standard for AEW recently. They wait till the second to last week to start booking stuff for real, like really get shit moving.
And it's just like with this being what you're dubbing the biggest wrestling show ever, like it's Wembley all the fucking time. Like you would think there'd be a little more thoughts. And yes, there's story there, but it felt like a lot. Like you get Best Friends coming out, you get the Lucha niggas coming out, you get Eddie Kingston coming out, and like Eddie got a decent pop. Like I'm not gonna front, he got a decent pop, but like it was a lot. It was just a lot.
It was a lot going on. That match is gonna be a lot. We gonna see how that one goes. That could either be really, really good or it can be fucking terrible. I don't really think it can be like an in between. MJF and Adam Cole have a segment. Well, the first half of it was like this, another one of those goofy vignettes they've been doing. I didn't really care about this one as much as like I enjoyed the dodgeball one. Cyrus didn't really like it that much, but I enjoyed it.
These boys went to Outback Steakhouse.
I don't think. Have you ever been to Outback? I've never been.
I haven't been there probably since like the mid 2000s. Like I think I've went once in my life and just never again.
What's your favorite chain restaurant?
Chain restaurant. I think Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden. I'm not gonna front.
I've been to Olive Garden 3 times. Every time was terrible. I didn't like it at all. Ugh.
You bougie. You bougie. That's
No,
all.
I'm not even bougie like that. Because look, because if we're talking Chili's, I'm in there. That's
Chili's
my
do be
spot.
hidden.
Chili's is mine. I'll go to. I'll get
Chili's,
the chip.
Applebee's, TGI.
Nah, I gotta be
That-
Chili's. That's the only one for me. I only want to get the big cookie with the ice cream on it. Come on, man. Come on, man.
But I'm not
What
going
we
for
talking
it. I've MJF Adam Cole. I'm not going for it. These have been more, and it's a low bar, but these have been entertaining for me in some aspect. I see what they're doing, and I think this is another instance in AEW where the story has so much potential. But like they were talking about, it's like they started with a work shoot promo, they have the match, they become friends, they lose the AEW tag title match, they booked the world title match again against one another, then they're going for the ROH tag titles. Like, why am I gonna believe in you to win a tag title match when you lost already? Like, I don't. I get it. Like, I get what TK is trying to do in booking it, but I just don't believe in the story. And then the backstage segment, like they push someone into a kiddie pool. Like, why the fuck is a kiddie pool backstage with a fucking inflatable alligator? Come on, man. Like, yo, like
they're trying to catch the
come on,
Aussies,
bro, get the fuck out of here. It's too much. But I do think that kangaroo kick is going to play into something that leads to the full dissension with MJF Adam Cole. Like, MJF is going to look like he's about to win. Kangaroo kick one of the Aussie Open guys. He hits Adam Cole. Adam Cole turns. Like, that's going to play into something. But they have something here. They're just not nailing it.
I'm not mad at that. Yeah, I thought the goofy stuff. I thought the Tony Khan stuff was goofy. I don't know why I had him yelling like that.
He sounded like a bitch yelling at them. Oh, you don't believe in him as an authority figure. Get out of here.
I don't know what he's trying to prove to us. Like, oh, I can handle, I can handle these people or whatever. But it did. I don't know what that was. But as far as the in-ring promo, I actually liked the MJS promo this week. I thought it was really good. I loved the way
it was good.
He tied it all together, how important his belt was, and kind of what everything he went through, and the story of him even getting booked on All In. So I remember when I watched All In, I was like, "Who the fuck is MJF?" Because first of all, it opened the show. I forgot I think he wrestled QT Marshall. It opened the show, and that shit was like 15 minutes long. I was like, "Who is this guy? Why is he getting so much time on the show?" But so I liked hearing the whole story about like Cody giving them a chance and everything. I thought that was really cool. I thought it was a really good, passionate promo. It wasn't cringy. It wasn't like he didn't do any edgelord shit. Like, if MJF, if MJF was willing to do this like every week without doing the cringy edgelord shit, like, this is what I would like to see. This is good stuff. Like, it's very frustrating because I see it.
Yeah,
and I think everybody sees it. But sometimes I'm just like, bro, you're just doing shit. Like, you don't need to go to that route to like get heat or whatever or get a cheer. Like, you could just do it off pure charisma and mic skills. Like, he has that, and for some reason he still wants to go for the cheap shit, and it just drives.
It's like a basketball player who has a very full game, but they only want to shoot threes, like deep 3-pointers.
It's definitely like LeBron. I don't know which era LeBron. One of those eras LeBron where like you're just sitting there like, yo, you can just drive every time, bro. But he just
2011 LeBron when he first went to the Miami Heat.
Yeah,
and he was just shooting threes, kind of like just playing a game that you was like, wait, who is this nigga? Like, is there a clone?
I watch this man single-handedly take my team out in the playoffs by himself and score like 30 points in a row. I've seen what that man can do. I saw he did the Pistons, so like I see what that man can do. So just to be like shooting threes like that, it's the same thing. MJ, like I know what you're capable of because you've done it a couple of times. But then you on that other bullshit. Like, which, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Like LeBron's three, sometimes it be hitting, a lot of times it don't be hitting. You know what I mean? So, man, it can be frustrating. But yeah, that happens, and then Aussie Open comes out. They attack MJF and Adam Cole. Adam Cole still get the upper hand. I still don't fully understand why you have your main event working the pre-show. I don't know where this is going. They're really trying to get people to really watch the pre-show too. They keep saying it. So I'm assuming something angle-wise is going to happen.
Absolutely.
I just don't know why you would do that on the pre-show.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
It's not crazy, like far-fetched to have like main event guys on the pre-show doing something. WWF used to do that all the time in the 90s. They have Stone Cold on Sunday Night Heat or whatever, but to have them working a match, that's crazy. Like you're going to like ruin the Adam Cole Bebe pop. Like, you're gonna ruin that. Like all like you gonna kill it in the first hour. Like,
and also assuming they lose, one of them is gonna get pinned. So it's like, how am I supposed to believe you going into a world title match when you got pinned on the pre-show? Unless
they win.
I don't think they're winning.
I don't either. I don't know. I don't, man. I hope they have a good idea. I'm not gonna say it's the worst idea ever, but I'm questioning like, yo, what is this even? What's going on?
But we did get that tease. Adam was standing behind him, looking like he wanted to super kick him. So they've been doing
that a little bit. They've been doing it a little
bit. They're sowing those seeds.
I could see the turn. I could see the Adam Cole turning.
He should, because if he doesn't, he's gonna look like lamer than he already looks.
Yeah, I wonder what Roderick Strong kind of involved in this as well with the Kingdom. So we still got that going on as well. Boys, speaking of old brother, Jeff Hardy, Jeff Jarrett, Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match. I want to apologize to LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. I called that the worst match of the year. What did Sid say? Sid was in my mentions. He said, shout out to Sid. He said that made it look like what exactly? I wanted to make sure I get the right quote. What did he say? He said, shoot, I can't even find it. It doesn't matter. Basically, he was like, that shit made it look like fucking Kenny Ospreay, compared to this fucking this.
Dog, it's just like, go ahead.
WWE has had some bad promotional matches too. I understand this is for the Friday night, not Friday the 13th, Texas Chainsaw video game. I understand that. I get it. And we talked about WWE doing the zombie thing. Wasn't the best thing. This Mountain Dew match wasn't the best match. I can at least give you some redeemable qualities about those matches. This match was a mess literally from the start. As soon as Jeff Hardy's music hit, everything just went downhill. First of all, he comes out through the ring, then he goes up to the crowd into some random ass red room with a bunch of like weapons on the wall. Very Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I get the reference, but just like, and then Jeff Jarrett comes out, attacks him. Then Karen Jarrett comes out. Then Matt Hardy comes out. Then everybody just 10,000 Satnam Singh comes out. He's choking him like Leatherface would. And then like, mind you, it's mad dark in there. It's just a red light, so you can't really see anything what's really going on. You can't, like, it took me like mad long to figure out Jay Lethal was in there at some point. I don't remember him coming out. Half the match was in was in commercial break. They dumped fake blood on Jeff Jarrett and Karen Jarrett's head for reasons. I don't know why they had that on hand. It's just a really, I don't even know how to explain what happened. It was just a lot of bad wrestling in the dark. You couldn't see what was going on. The commentary didn't know what to make of this. It was just a mess. And then, I thought, and then it gets to the ring. Some stuff happens. I think Jeff Hardy does a swan down to the table. Everybody's 10,000 people fighting outside the ring. And then Leatherface, someone dressed as Leatherface comes out with a fake chainsaw and like boots Sanjay Dutt, and then like scares off Karen Jarrett with the fake chainsaw. Is this to you? Is this RoboCop level bad?
I think RoboCop was before my time, so I can't speak on that. But what I will say is this is definitely one of the worst matches I've ever watched in my life, if not the worst match I've ever watched. Like, it's okay to have interferences, but they stayed the entire time. You might as well have booked a multi-man match, like
you really could have,
team versus team, because you have them come out, do their thing, you somehow get them out of there, go back to Jeff versus Jeff. Cool. The niggas were there from the moment the bell rang. They were there. They did not leave. Like Jeff felt like afterthoughts after, like, at certain points.
Yeah,
I'm just like, bro, come on, man. Like, trash. And then the nigga coming out with the fake mask, the suit, he looked like he was wearing a Halloween costume. Like, you got to make it a little more believable, bro.
Okay, if it's not comparable, is it comparable to the zombie on the first episode of WWE ECW? You remember that? Did you watch the first episode?
I don't remember.
It was literally the first match of the new ECW, brand new ECW. They started back up.
Mhm.
The first thing you see is this guy dressed up like a zombie, and then the Sandman comes out and beats him up with a fucking kendo stick. That was literally the first thing you gotta go look it up when you get a
I'll
chance.
have to
This
go
is the
back
most,
and
it's
watch that.
so like that. Everyone knew ECW doomed from that moment. Right, the first match. I said, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. But yeah, this was I don't know if WrestleCrap.com still exists, but this is peak WrestleCrap if I've ever seen it. It was not good, not good at all.
Did that make you want to go buy the video game?
No, I heard the game was actually good too. That's the worst part. I heard the game is good. Let me see what the ratings are.
Oh my god.
I heard the game was good. I don't know anything about it. I'm not familiar with it. Oh no, I got a 6 on IGN. I don't know. I don't know if I can trust IGN. Where's the Metacritic? It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm still on Diablo. But yeah, man, that match atrocious. I kind of wish Cyrus was here for that because I could hear what kind of reaction he would have had. Because man, if he didn't hate AEW enough before, after, man, look. Anyway, main event: Bucks versus the Guns. This was kind of just a standard old like Bucks match. I thought I was like it was nothing really like they didn't really do anything like it was just a regular old match. I guess it was fine.
Yeah. Truthfully, I was getting ready to record, so I was like kind of watching it, but not really. So I didn't see all of it.
You genuinely didn't miss anything. It was just a regular. If you've seen a Young Bucks match within the last 10 years, it was that match. It pretty much it. They got all their spots in. The Guns, they were the Guns. What the hell happened afterwards? What happened? Oh, fucking Bullet Club come out. They attack the Young Bucks. They're gonna take out Matt or Nick. I forgot which one. And then FTR comes out to save the day. So we gotta. They want to save the team. They gotta wrestle it all in. And then they have a little stare down. That kind of ended the show. Are you excited for this match? I want to be, because I think this has been a long waited match as far as the Bucks and FTR again. But I just feel like Cyrus has kind of gone over it, but I feel like they blew it. Like they had their chance when FTR was really, really on top. It had all the gold and stuff. That was the time to do it, and they just didn't do it for whatever reason. This feels like it's almost a little too late. I'm sure the match is going to be good, but man, I wish they would have did this sooner.
Yeah, it's definitely not as hot as it would have been had they done it before. Like it'll probably be fine, but I don't get excited for too many things in AEW anyway. So excited isn't the word for me to use. I'm interested to see what happens and who goes over, but it's kind of it's past the point of the intrigue that it would have drawn.
For sure. Look at the quick hits. Kenny Omega, he has an interview with Jim Ross. Jim Ross, boy, they gotta let him go home.
He did not sound or look like he was doing well.
He doesn't. I hope he gets some. I don't know if he needs rest. I don't even know what he needs to do. Every time I see him, I'm just sad seeing damn man, this ain't the same Jim Ross I grew up on.
Yeah,
it ain't the same guy. But Kenny Omega had an interview with Jim Ross over at Daly's Place for some reason. It kind of gets randomly attacked by. I don't think I'm missing any context, but he gets attacked by Bullet Club. I don't remember at any point Bullet Club being aligned with Don Callis. I might be mistaken. Maybe he did, but yeah, they attack him. And then Hangman Page has a segment afterwards. We were kind of at the hospital after Kenny Omega gets attacked.
At the hospital.
Yeah, at the local medical facility or whatever the fuck they're at. He basically look, it's gonna be me, Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Omega versus Bullet Club Gold and Takeshita. So that's gonna be the match for All In. I'm kind of shocked Kenny is not in a singles match at All In. I figured that'd be something he'd want to do, but maybe
that's what I expected.
Yeah, I thought they're gonna do Kenny Takeshita. Maybe they're saving that for All Out, which I guess. Yeah, I think this match will be. I'm sure it'll be. I've liked Bullet Club work so far in the last month or so.
Mm-hmm.
I've liked Takeshi's been fine. I think Ibushi. I'm a little concerned because he didn't look very good at Blood and Guts. He looked
At
out of
all.
shape. He looked washed up. Didn't look good. I hope he's in shape for this one. He got plenty of time notice. He got 2 weeks to get his shit right. Because I'm looking at him. He got to redeem himself for that last performance. But Hangman to me right now personally, he's ice cold. I don't. He doesn't. He looking like a bitch inside on the show, outside the show.
He's
He
cooked.
He's getting punked out. He got to redeem himself too. Kenny's Kenny. I'm not worried about him. But the other two, I don't know.
Yeah.
Man, what else is going on? Chris Jericho. Speaking of more Don Callis content, this was a really long promo. I felt like it didn't need to be this long, but Don Callis has been trying to recruit Chris Jericho for weeks to get into his group. Jericho said, "I'll think about it. I'll let you guys know." We get to this segment tonight where Jericho says, "Yes, I'll join your crew." And then I guess Don Callis, for some reason, thought Jericho was going to say no. So he had a whole painting commission of him holding Chris Jericho's severed head. I don't know why did he do that?
Bro. Oh my God.
Very, very silly, very not a smart move by Don Callis. And then Don Callis like, fuck it. Takeshita attacks him. I'm sorry, not Takeshita. Will Ospreay attacks him. Oh no, Takeshita does attack him, but he takes him out, and then Will Ospreay comes out and attacks him afterwards. And then so it looks like we're gonna have Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho at All In. It's interesting that he gets the singles match and not Kenny Omega. But okay.
I'm sure has this match happened before? That if not, this is a dream match for somebody.
I'm the wrong person. I don't believe I'm not a big Will Ospreay guy. So I don't know if he's right. I don't think he has.
This is definitely somebody's dream match. Like when I saw it, I was like, okay, like that's an interesting way to get to it. And okay, cool, two big names in respective demographics. So all right, fine.
Oh no, Ospreay's gonna be over at Wembley. This is probably a dream come. This is probably that's a dream come true for him. If anything is a dream, I'm sure where's Ospreay from? He's not from UK, right? Oh, he's from UK. So yeah, that's like, could you imagine working Wembley? Like, that's insane. That's like that's big time. So I get it. For him, I'm sure he's fucking ecstatic to have this match against Chris Jericho of all people. But the match itself, I have no faith in it. I think Will Ospreay is a fine talent, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to will Jericho into something of note. Just not 2020, not 2023 Jericho. Nick Wayne and Darby Allin defeat Gates of Agony. Gates and Agony, they don't win anything. They're a bunch of jobbers. So this was pretty much a competitive squash, a gentleman squash.
Truly did not give a fuck about that match.
Yeah, Swerve and AR Fox were on top of the ramp. Joker Sting returns. I guess that's Joker Sting. I didn't watch Joker Sting in TNA, so I don't really know much about it. Besides that, he's just Joker. He kidnapped Prince Nana, so free Nana, I guess.
Just keep that nigga. It's cool.
Are you excited for the casket match? I still don't understand why this is a casket match. It seems
not at all. Not at all. Like Swerve trying to sell this with that tweet talking about being an XXL and all that, and then he got a match with Sting. And like, bro, this is 2023 Sting. You can't flex on nobody getting a match with 2023 Sting, and it's a coffin match, so you gonna take that L. So yeah, whatever.
As long as AR Fox isn't wrestling the Shiesty again, it can't get anywhere. He really out there in the Shiesty. That's crazy. He might be the first one.
They ain't letting him in Wembley with the Shiesty.
They always can't come in. Can't be with the man them. You know they be wearing those. They got the blade on them. See, all right. Let's see
you think TK is calling us Central C to pop out?
That'd be wild. I wouldn't even be mad at that, honestly. Shout out to that Dave and Central CEP. Should be hitting for me. I love that. Britt Baker defeats the Bunny. It's Britt Baker season. You know what time it is. sorry, Sheeta. Back to Rampage.
Trash match.
Back to Rampage for Hikaru Shida. This match itself, the Bunny's she's been gone for a while, so I mean, good to see her back, I guess. But yeah, this match was pretty much a Britt Baker squash. She's been getting a lot of those lately. I'm in fear that it might be time. It might be dentist time. So just, y'all be prepared because
Mhm.
it seems inevitable at this point. Last thing on the list, House of Black attacked the Acclaimed. They've been kind of going back and forth for a little while now. I don't really know going the Billy Gunn thing. Last 2 weeks ago, I think it was on Rampage. I thought Anthony Bowens had a really good promo. It was like a little interview vignette. He did a really good promo asking for like Billy Gunn to come back and what like Billy Gunn meant to him. I think Anthony Bowens has a lot of potential to be something special.
Mhm.
I think he has the promo. I think he's a good worker. I think he kind of has it all, but obviously, with my man named Max Caster is the star of the show. So
Yeah, but I think both of them are really good.
I
It's a shame that their organic chemistry was just iced. Like they
yeah,
just got put on ice.
it was so like they win the tag belts. They're the most over tag team by far.
They're the
FTR's
most
go
overact on the company. They were the most
yeah,
overact.
absolutely. FTR comes back. They win the tag titles, and then they just kind of get relegated to Rampage for like 3 months, doing really a whole bunch of nothing. I thought, why would they do that? It was really strange that kind of just happened like that. Very similar to Wardlow, except I think they're much more interesting than Wardlow, and they have much more of an upside than Wardlow. But it was just like, why would I don't know. Very very strange. It doesn't really get talked about. It's one of the things that I feel like same thing with Wardlow. I feel like it wasn't getting talked about until now. Now I see like tweets about like Wardlow, like yeah, like what do we do with Wardlow to save him? I'm like, I don't know, like y'all already kind of fucked it up.
Yeah,
Y'all had you had your chance. You kind of just like you dropped the ball. I don't know if it was on him. Maybe they like lost faith in him or whatever. But we haven't seen dude in weeks.
it's a shame because the and I think we all know there was a point where Wardlow really could have taken off, and
Bro, he was
he was
so
stifled.
they spent 3 years with this MJF Wardlow shit. 3 years they've been teasing this. We knew it was coming. We were all ready for it. They do it, and they literally like kiboshed it, like literally the next day, or that next show. It's like, bro, what was the point? I don't know. Whatever. That's AEW. Unless you have any more thoughts, are you excited?
No.
You want to briefly just look at the All In card and see what we actually let's go look at that real quick. I want to see AEW All In 2023 real quick. I'm gonna go over the card briefly. We still got a couple more weeks. I'm sure some more matches will be added. But
What's the date for that for All In? Is that September 10th?
no, it's August 27th.
Oh shit! I don't know why I thought it was September, August 27th. I think I'll be free that day, so I'll probably be watching.
The next All Out September 2nd, I think, or something.
Yeah,
we have Aussie Open versus MJF and Adam Cole on the pre-show. FTR versus the Young Bucks. Hikaru Shida versus Tony Storm versus Saraya versus Britt Baker. Darby and Sting versus Mogul Embassy in a tag team coffin match. Golden Elite with Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, and Hangman Page versus the Bullet Club Gold of Juice Robinson, Jay White, and Takeshita. Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Best Friend, and Lucha Brothers versus Blackpool Combat Club in 3 to be announced in the Stadium Stampede match. Will Ospreay versus Chris Jericho, MJF versus Adam Cole. Not the worst card I've ever seen, but it still don't feel like the biggest event of the year.
yeah. It's good that the card is short-ish for AEW standards.
No, it's not. They got 8. They still got 2 more weeks to book.
This is true.
Punk's not even on the card yet.
Fuck, you're right. Oh man. Yeah, never mind.
So we still
never
got
mind.
Punk Joe. We know is gonna happen. They just haven't announced it yet. And then there's a couple guys and girls who ain't on the guys that aren't on the show yet. That probably, yeah, we'll see. They're probably gonna do like 4 pre-show matches because they usually do like a good amount. Jungle Boy not on the card yet. There's a lot of people not on this card yet.
Ah, fuck, you are so right. Damn. Damn.
So we'll see. But let's get into NXT. We'll talk about NXT and then we'll do predictions for Heat Wave. D'Angelo family versus the Dyad. I want to get into this just because we get more development within this Creed storyline where they're obviously infiltrated the schism. And this was a pretty decent match for the Dyad. I've been hearing rumors about the Dyad that they're still gonna leave. Their contract expire. in October, so they got a few more weeks left before they're up. They did ask for their release earlier this year. WWE was like, no. Y'all gonna work. And ever since they after that release, they've been on TV every single week. Mm-hmm. Shawn Michaels outwardly said, like, yo, I don't want them to leave. I really like those guys. So hopefully they change their mind. But it's just rumor right now that they're not gonna resign and they're gonna do whatever, either be Impact or AEW. I think personally, I think if they go to AEW, they go straight to Ring of Honor. So they really didn't make any movement. If they go to Impact, I can see them, doing something like how Subculture works, where they can go back to the States. I mean, not back to the East, and also work in the States. But yeah, Dyad versus D'Angelo family. I hope this is kind of the end of the D'Angelo family stuff, but they can kind of work with some other tag teams because they've been
I'm trying to think. Who are the other men's tag teams on NXT? There's
Malik and my man and Idris. They got them. Yeah. They got the two big boys with the scripts. Oh my god. They got they got the Country Boys. They got Tank and Hank. They got some teams they can work with. They can figure some stuff out.
So pretty much D'Angelo family are holding these belts for a significant amount of time.
Yeah, I think they deserve it though. They've been building to this.
Absolutely, yeah. No, there's no problem. I'm just trying to think like who are any like. I'm sure they can put together matches, but what
I'm
matches
sure
are
they got
they got
10 teams lined up in the PC right now, just ready to come up. You already know the vibes. You don't stop. Yeah, do you have any thoughts on the match itself or?
Match was cool. Match was cool. I definitely enjoy the Creed brothers in the mask stuff. Like Julius did not hide who he was at all.
My man did all the signature moves. It's only specific. Only he does moves like that. So he's straight up off the top. It's him. You know what it reminds me of? It very much reminds me of. Do you remember like in the 2000s? I don't know if you were watching, but like Los Conquistadors when it was Edge and Christian under the mask, but also. Like everyone knew it was him, but they couldn't prove it. It's very much becoming that, which is all I think those kind of angles are always really funny to me. Or Mr. America, we can do something like that more recent. But like
this is it's a common WWE trope.
Yeah, it's actually one of my favorites, and I'm surprised they don't do it more. But it's like it's blatantly obvious who it is. But yeah, man, just like no, this is cool. I'm still not like. I kind of wish the Creeds were leaving. I don't think they need to be there anymore. I really don't. And I think the main roster tag team scene is kind of lacking anyway. So I think they could really help that out, especially on SmackDown since they don't have Pretty Deadly right now.
Yeah, I would like to see them go up. It's interesting. Like I think we were all excited for Sammy and KO to get the titles, and they've kind of had them in a holding pattern, and now KO is hurt too. So it's just like, we have the street business now. The Viking Raiders, they're teams. It's just the division is kind of being held up right now. Like they've only defended against Street Profits the night after Mania, Pretty Deadly, Roman and Solo, and I think those are their only defenses. And
they defended on Raw. I think they defended against Dom and Damien.
Okay, yeah. So it's like 4 defenses, and it's been 4 months since they won the title. It's like, it's a good reign. I'm really happy for them, but it's kind of interesting. We just go from the Usos having it in the holding pattern to Sammy and KO kind of doing the same shit.
Me personally, this is Quan booking.
Uh-oh.
I think that if KO is not coming back anytime soon, and it seems like Sammy's elbow, I don't know if that's going to heal anytime soon. I say just strip them of the belts and just split the belts up. At this point, put SmackDown tag titles back on SmackDown, put the Raw titles back on Raw. This is a perfect way to split those belts up. It doesn't make anybody look weak. It's just a situation where they got hurt.
I feel like they might end up doing that babyface thing where some team comes and like jumps Sammy a bunch of times, and he does that bold, courageous thing. It's like, I'm going to defend them by myself, and then he puts up a good fight but loses the match.
It worked.
Yeah. Just so, because I think stripping them would suck. It would make sense, but I feel like that would suck.
Do we know how long KO's out for?
I'm not sure. But all of that to say, I'm definitely ready for the Creed to come up, because if they stay, they don't need another tag title reign. Like I don't think they need that. So bring them up.
It's time. Trick Williams.
Mm-hmm.
It's his time. I think this is put up or shut up time for Trick Williams. Like, let's see if you really about it. If we can get this shit moving. I think Trick Williams has improved greatly in the last 6 months, maybe the last year. In ring, he feels a lot more comfortable. I think since they've started the house show loop again, it really helped. He's one of the people. It seemed like it really helped them out. He seemed way more comfortable. Him and maybe like Vaughn, they feel way more comfortable in the ring now than they did 6 months ago.
Yeah.
He has a match with Drew Gulak. I thought it was a fine showing. He's still missing something. I think he needs some like real signature moves.
Yeah.
Which I guess that'll just come with time when he figures it out. But this is really Trick's kind of first time on his own.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't look bad. It looked very promising. I'm very much looking forward to him versus Dragunov. That's the real test. If he can handle a Dragunov match, if Dragunov can carry this man to a 3.5 match, first of all, I'll say Dragunov top 3 in the world, off top. 2, I'll just be super impressed with Trick if he can keep up with that, come up with him, and keep up with the intensity. I'm really looking forward to that.
I'm concerned because Dragunov, as you said, he's up there. I think Trick, the potential is there. The character is obviously great. And he has improved in ring, but he's missing that spark. He's missing. It kind of looked like the wheels were still turning against Gulak. And Gulak's a good worker. I remember we all said like, "Oh, Gulak's gonna make him look great." And I don't really think Gulak gave him a lot. Like Trick kind of won off of. I don't
know if Trick has a lot.
I mean, yeah. Also that like that's the thing. Like he can be kind of like what like a LA Knight is, where LA Knight has those few moves where he gets the crowd going and like, all right, the match is about to end soon. He doesn't have those yet. Like his finisher is ass, but he has potential. He's athletic. He's a good look. So I think he can get there, but he's definitely not there yet. So him versus Dragunov, I'm worried. I'm definitely worried.
I'm not too. I think the match will be fun. I just want to see if he can keep up, because that was my question with Dragunov, Carmelo. Because Carmelo is really like, that's not really his style.
Mm-hmm.
He's more of a flashy kind of like, he's more indie-ish. He kind of he kind of wrestles more like AEW style, low key, like a lot of springboardy shit and shit like that in a way. But obviously with like PC training. But like, I could see if this was a different time, he might have signed with AEW instead of WWE. But just in general, I think the sky's the limit for Trick. I think he can be something special for them. I think he could be like a real breakout, kind of like how over Solo got when he was in NXT, kind of out of nowhere. Like people were, I didn't like. I remember when they first announced him, I was like, okay, it's Uso's little brother, but like I didn't really. But all of a sudden, the crowd was like really fucking with him. I think the crowd really wants Trick to succeed, and I think Trick, if he puts the work in, I think he's gonna succeed. I think it's gonna.
Yeah, he's got to play into that. He just needs like 3 or 4 flashy moves to really, to.
You need to go talk to Booker, bro. I keep saying him and Booker T have the same exact body type.
That's what I was gonna say.
They have the same. He's like all legs.
Yeah.
I don't know how tall he is, but I think Booker's like 6'3" or something.
Trick looks tall, but a lot of them NXT niggas be short. So.
Yeah, they be looking tall. You don't even know how tall is Booker T.
I met Trick a SummerSlam weekend. I'm only 5'9", so a lot of niggas are taller than me. But like he's probably like a good like Trick is probably like a good like 5'11", 6 foot, probably maybe 6'1". Maybe a little taller than that. I don't know.
He don't have Wikipedia. I can't even see.
He don't got Wikipedia. He's probably like a good 6'1", 6'2".
He's 6'4". Okay.
Oh wow.
I'm about to say I'm 6 foot. I'm about to say he's taller than me. I think good for Trick. Yeah, I mean, you got the body, you got the look, good on the mic. We'll see what happens. Speaking of great on the mic, I thought. Well, before we even get to the promo, Wesley versus Dijak, #1 contenders match. I was really looking forward to this because I don't remember if you remember their first match they had on the pay-per-view, whatever one that was. I forgot when they just went crazy. I thought it was gonna be another one of those, or like maybe like a shorter version of that. It wasn't. It was still a good match, but I was like, damn. I was kind of really hyped for this match.
Yeah, I expected it to be better. It wasn't bad by any means, but it was passable. It was good. It was good. Like I liked the injury angles for both. There was a point where Dijak hit the choke slam, and then he had like his leg over West pinning him, and when West kicked out, he hit Dijak in the knee. I was like, okay, that was like an interesting detail.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. It was a good means to an end.
Yeah, and so Dijak kind of goes back to whatever he's doing with Eddie Thorpe. As far as Wesley goes, Wesley's been kind of pressing Carmella for the last couple weeks, like very CM Punk Ryan Nemeth style pressing. Like, yo, Wesley's very angry. He lost the championship. He wants Carmelo's. Carmelo's throughout the show was just kind of signing autographs, doing media shit as the champions do. Wes is like, look, bro, I won the match. Let's get this contract signed. Meet me in the ring. He brings the table with him for reasons, you know what I mean? Just to bring it with him. Didn't have one handy in the ring. And then, yeah, I think Wesley has I thought was a really strong promo. I think both guys had a really strong promos against each other. That was really, I thought it was a great way to sell the match for next week. And I'm just like, that was really cool. It was really cool until the end. For some reason, Wesley decided to double stomp the table. I don't know. Was that supposed to look cool? I don't think it looked cool.
It was definitely meant to look cool. He's showing fire. He's showing aggression. It didn't really hit for me like that.
Who does that?
You know, I saw where he was going with it.
Who does double stomp the table? But as far as the promo go, I think him talking about like kind of what he's gone through and how people have always really doubted him. You know, and I can't even front. I was one of those people.
I think we all were.
I was literally one of those people. Like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. He's cooked. But
well,
you know,
when you go from a tag team guy, and like MSK was awesome. Like, I loved MSK.
Yeah, I loved MSK.
I think we just always saw them as MSK, but he's really established himself as like, no, this nigga's Wesley. Like, he's great.
Yeah, I tweeted earlier. I was like, it was low key a blessing that, you know, I forgot my man's name. That guy, he got released, because this was probably what Wesley needed.
Carter.
Nash Carter, yeah, thank you. This is probably Wesley. I don't think Wesley would have took this step otherwise. So I think this is probably the best thing to happen for his career. Thankfully, Nash Carter, you know, he's back on his feet. He's working, so it's not like he ain't like a Genetti situation or whatever. It's just like, you know, shit happened. But man, I'm just really happy for Wesley. I think we were all kind of watching him, his ascension from, you know, to the point where we thought he was gonna get released.
Yeah.
To the point where he's at now, where he's main eventing, you know, a championship match on NXT. And you know, I wouldn't even be mad if he won it. I don't think he is, but I wouldn't even be mad if he did. So that says something. Melo, I think I kind of talked about it last week. They're definitely Shawn Michaels booking him, like 96 Shawn Michaels, kind of putting him through these kind of tests to really like kind of take him to that next level. I think we all know he was good, but I think you're gonna need like this gambit of like people to really get through to really solidify. I'm him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's more than the catchphrase. Like, it's for real. Like, this dude really is that dude in NXT. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to this match. I think they're gonna have a really good match. We'll get to predictions afterwards, but yeah, I'm looking forward. I thought this was a great promo segment from Wesley and Carmelo.
For sure.
Quick hits. This would have been the worst match of the two shows if it wasn't for the Texas Chainsaw match. Dana Brooke versus Blair Davenport. I don't know.
Poor Blair. Poor fucking Blair. Like, hey, did Dana that fit? She was looking good in the fit. In the ring, hashtag moves on mute. Like, it's like how Drake said she a 10, but she good on mute. Dana, she a strong 7, but she good on mute. Her moves on, it was not hitting. Not hidden at all. Like, I don't, you know, there's I feel like there's so many other talents they can bring down to be an enhancement talent for the NXT women. Squashing Dana really doesn't do anything for anybody at all. So yeah, it didn't hit for me. Poor Blair. Honestly, poor Blair. And really bad on Dana to be in the system for so long and not get better.
I agree. Yeah, Dana Brooke. Not it. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. It's been 10 years. You don't look any better. And the opposite of that, Baron Corbin comes out. And he's like, yo, I got Gable Steveson the fuck out of here, bro. He ain't coming back. And everybody collectively says, yo, thank God. So I guess I don't know if that means he's done for good. We hear rumors that he didn't resign or he's not coming back. So, I mean, if that's the way he went out,
see ya, nigga.
see ya. He can
Next
go back
man
to
up.
college. Yeah, next man, he ain't lying. Man, a bust of a draft pick from Raw from 3 years ago.
Bro. Like if you just think back to WrestleMania 38, him coming out to the ring in Dallas, suplexing Gable, like getting drafted to Raw. Oh my God. The expectations for him, the
Big
hype for
push.
him.
Yeah, and just kind of just get booed out the building.
Yeah.
That's tough. You hate to see it.
But did you feel like Corbin was in his John Cena bag with this promo?
he definitely in his vet bag.
He was in that Cena bag, like really like ripping niggas to shreds, calling out the locker room when Vaughn came out, really like getting at
Yeah,
him, like
you're right.
when,
Yeah,
yeah,
you definitely on the Cena edgy Cena bag for
yeah.
sure. He calls out Von Wagner. No, he doesn't call him. He's just talking about Diego Cena. Von Wagner comes out.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Yo, who are you? Like, you know what I mean? You ain't that tough. I'll fight you right now." And he's like threatening to put him through a table. So they have words, and then Von gets on the mic. You know what? Not a bad promo.
He was all right.
Hey, as far as I've
He-
seen from Von Wagner, that was probably the best promo I've heard him do.
He cooked Corbin, called him to 10 gimmicks. I was like, hey man, he ain't lying.
He ain't lying.
lying.
Me personally, about Corbin, I would talk about his head. Pause, but
Whoa.
You know what I mean? You know what's going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mustafa Ali, he finally got his politician promo off that he'd been trying to get off for a year now. If y'all don't remember, a year ago he was on Twitter, kind of back when he was like in his "I want to leave" bag. He's like, this is a promo I was gonna do, but they squashed it or whatever. So he finally got the promo off. It was I don't really know where it's going, but he got to do it. So I'm happy he got to do his political whatever the hell that was promo off. Do you have any thoughts on that promo?
That shit was insane, bro. It was absolutely insane.
I didn't really fully pay attention to it. I gotta be honest. I don't know what he was talking about.
Lost me. It lost me just because it's Mustafa Ali at the end of the day, bro. It's like there's no iteration of his character, and he really hasn't had too many iterations of it that I'm really moved by, and that didn't move me. Like, is it sports entertaining? Probably is for someone. It wasn't for me though.
Yeah, I didn't really have much interest in it. Especially kind of how the last match ended. It seemed like his match against Axiom, where he kind of ripped the mask off and then pushed him off the damn turnbuckle to the floor. So I mean, it seemed kind of heelish. I don't know where it's going. I'm assuming he's going to be a heel type thing. I may have kind of over the whole patriotism type gimmicks. From a heel perspective or a face perspective, I'm just kind of over it.
Yeah,
it's been done to death. Tyler Bate versus Joe Coffey. If it's Joe Coffey, I'm automatically zoning out. I don't know what happened. Did anything happen?
Honestly, I didn't really pay attention to that match.
It's
either,
fine.
So
We can skip right ahead of that. Tia Hale versus JC Jane. Tia's still in her edgy teenage phase. I feel that. I know that pain.
Yeah. I'm a really big fan of Thea. I really like her. She's got fire. She's like, I fuck with her, and like I like this chapter in her story with Chase U, where she's not fucking with Duke and Andre, and Andre's trying to motivate her, and then Andre and Duke are screwing her out of her matches. Like, it's gonna lead to an interesting type of, I feel like at some point some guy is gonna come in on her behalf and fuck up Andre and Duke. I don't know who it's gonna be.
The jock boyfriend? I see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know who, but I think it's very high school. It feels very high school too. So
Yeah,
it's fun. It's really fun.
Now that you brought that up, that's really interesting. I hope they do that.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah, I mean, they've been doing this.
The match was whatever. Yeah, JC Jane is not it. Like Gigi's really bad, but JC's just bad.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Let's get into the Heat Wave predictions real quick. Let me pull it up. Heat Wave 2023 NXT. Let's see. You have the card? Oh shoot. Did no Wikipedia for this?
Love these special Tuesday PLEs.
Me too. I'm rocking with this. All right. Baron Corbin versus Von Wagner. Who you got? Who get is Baron Corbin getting tabled?
He's definitely going through a table. I actually think Vaughn's gonna win.
I do too. I don't see any reason
Yeah,
for Baron Corbin to win. I don't think he needs to. So,
yeah.
and Von's low key getting over it. It took a while, but we're finally here. I would like to point out, I've been riding for Von last year. Since he debuted, I saw the vision.
You are King Von Hive. You definitely are.
I was King Von High from the jump.
Slide for Von.
So I'm also picking Von Wagner. Trick Williams versus Dragunov.
Trick is 100% losing. It's just a matter of how badly he's going to get his ass beat. But Trick is definitely losing.
You don't think it can be? How competitive do you think it's going to be?
I think Trick is going to get his shit off. I think Dragunov is going to do more for Trick than Gulak did. But ultimately, probably at the end, it's going to be one of those sequences where like Dragunov hits a super lethal move and then hits like his finisher and just like punishes Trick at the end, like really punishes him. But I do think Trick is going to have, yeah. But I think Trick is going to have a good showing. One of those like, yo, like word, like shout out to Trick for doing that. So
yeah,
he
definitely going to take his whooping for sure.
Yeah.
Judgment Day with Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley versus Dragon Lee and Lyra Valkyria. I thought the little segment between Dragon Lee and Lyra was actually pretty funny.
It was funny, so he was like, whoa, I'm a girl, chill out.
I'm a family man. You gotta relax.
And then she tries to say some word in her language to him. He's like, Raraki tacos? I'm like, yo, it's fucking nuts.
So yeah. I feel like Dragon Lee and Lyra will win this. I think Dragon Lee pins Dominic so that we can run that back. I do think the North American Championship is for Dragon Lee's to win. But also, Dom's kind of getting them ratings. I don't know how if they want to have Dom lose that belt anytime soon. But as far as this match goes, I think we have Dragon Lee pin Dominic Mysterio to get his win back.
I'm torn, man, because it's Dom. It's Dom and it's Rhea.
Yeah, like, Rhea's pretty much unstoppable for a while now.
While Dom has been looked at as the guy, it's like, oh, if Judgment Day is in the match and Dom's in it, yeah, you can always pin Dom. Like Dom be figuring it out. Dom be finding a way. And with Rhea there, like I trust Rhea as his tag partner more than Damian or Finn. So I feel like I could see some screwy finish and Dom winning, but I think to create that necessity for Dragon Lee getting a title match, like it would make sense for him to pin Dominic. So I think in my heart I'm gonna go Dragon Lee and Lyra, but in my mind I'm like I could see Dom and Rhea pulling this off, man.
All right, cool. So pick one. What are you picking?
I'll go Dragon Lee and Lyra too.
Okay,
I'll go Dragon Lee and
Lyra. I'm gonna make sure you pick something. NXT Heritage Cup British Rounds match: Nathan Frazier versus Noam Dar to see who's the real British Cup holder. First question: how do you feel about the Heritage rules? Are you a fan of Heritage rules matches, or are you kind of not rocking with the rounds?
I don't really like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's weird.
No, it's definitely not for everybody. It's such a gimmicky thing.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how it's almost kind of reminds me of like when the Ring of Honor had the pure rules title and had all like gimmicks with it. It's very similar to that. I grown to appreciate them watching when I was watching UK at the time. Mm-hmm. I really grew to appreciate the rounds matches. But I understand like people don't like it because like it kind of stops and you kind of like shit like something will happen and you just got to stop.
Yeah,
so there's no real like
might as well do an Iron Man match. Like I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I do think Noam Dar wins this. I don't think he was ever supposed to lose the belt in the first place, or the cup, I guess, in the first place, and then kind of continue whatever they were going to do. It really felt like a situation where I think he got hurt and they didn't realize like it wasn't as bad as they thought it was, and they kind of jumped the gun, taking the cup off of him when they probably didn't really need to.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to kind of get everything back to normal where they were going to go with it, and so Noam Dar wins this.
Yeah, I think just with the way Metaphor is being positioned right now, I think it would make sense for Noam Dar to do. I do think the match, like while I don't like the rules of the match, Noam and Nathan Frazier is going to be really good.
They're gonna go
Just that
crazy.
pairing is going to be fire.
They're gonna go crazy.
Yeah,
For sure. All right, main event: Carmelo Hayes versus Wes Lee. I'm pretty sure Carmelo wins this, but it's gonna be a hell of a match.
Yeah, this is a tough one. There's a world where I see this not ending clean.
Me too.
I could see. I don't want to say a double count out. Like, I don't know, that would be lame. I don't know. I don't know.
You think
Like,
this is gonna go to No Mercy?
yeah, I don't think this is not gonna be a one-off. Like, it shouldn't be. It's this feud has a lot of fire. Like, Wes has been in Melo's face for a while, like them teaming up and then things falling apart.
They're the two top baby faces on the show.
Yeah,
so
like this is something you can and should get as much out of as
you know what this
can.
is. I'm gonna tell you exactly what this is. So Shawn Michaels had his Vader match. He had his Mankind match in '96. This is the equivalent of Shawn and Brett '96. This is Melo. This is Melo and West, the two top baby faces going at it.
Yeah,
for the gold. Yeah, what if they have if they have a fucking Iron Man match at No Mercy?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, because this match is not going to be the end of it. So, like, what steps could you do to give this more fire?
They could do the Iron Man match. Wow,
Iron Man would be hard. But also,
I'll bet 30 minutes. Don't give me an hour. Give me 30.
Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever do an hour Iron Man match on any brand ever again. But I think you can really get a lot out of those two. So yeah, I get, and the NXT also loves those like weird gimmick matches, like when they came up with the the Iron Survivor or
Fire.
Yeah, it was great. Or the match people tweeted about this week, the one that had Cole, Gargano,
that Fatal 4-Way, that shit pissed me off.
Finn. Yeah, it was like it might as well have been a championship scramble, but they did whatever with it. Like, I don't know you could also go ladder match to kind of play on their history. Where Wes won the title. Well, actually, no. Like, you probably want to. I don't know. But I regardless, I think Melo's gonna win. But this feud is not ending. But I can also see something where it's like, I don't know because you don't want to do a DQ finish. I don't think you want to do a DQ finish. Well, maybe if Wes like kind of goes crazy, gets mad, and uses a chair or something, like that would make sense.
Yeah, bring some edge to his character. I don't know.
Yeah, but you don't want to do a double count out. You could do some type of screwy finish where Melo pins him, but it's not fully clean. Like, there's a couple ways you can go about it, but I do think Melo's going to end up retaining. It's going to be a great match, and I think it's just going to be a launch pad to make this feud even hotter.
I'm with you. Well, Armon, thank you so much for taking your time. It's getting late. I know you got stuff to do. I want you to plug whatever you got going on. Please let people know where to find you.
Yeah, man. Of course, I'm on the A Show Network. We're on the A Show Network. Rewriters Room is currently on our mid-season break. We will be coming back in the fall to finish up season 4. Crazy, we're on season 4 already. You can check out my podcast, Stay Busy with Armon Sadler, at Stay Busy Pod on Twitter and Instagram. We're also in a summer break. Season 5 will be kicking off this fall. Crazy to say that. But we've got some bonus episodes throughout the summer you can check out. We interviewed Taylor Rooks, Vernon Davis, Damian Priest, Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight. So we got some episodes for you to check out. And then you can check out my writing, of course, Vibe Magazine, Armon Sadler. You can follow me Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at Armon Sadler. You can find everything I do there. And make sure you follow the A Show RNC, tap into the patreon.com/the A Show RNC, multiple tiers, different benefits, different perks. And yeah, keep listening to the War Report. A great show. Love these guys.
Well, first of all, thank you for doing my job for me. go follow all that stuff that you said about the A Show. Also, if you're lucky enough, if you're outside, you might see Armon outside because he'd be outside.
You might.
But also, yes, like Armon said, please follow the A Show account, the A Show at RNC on all platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Threads. We don't have a Threads.
We don't know.
Have a Threads.
I don't even think we have a TikTok.
Yeah, we do have a TikTok. We do have a
We
TikTok.
do. Oh shit! I guess we
Yeah, I
do
just
now.
don't
Here we
think
go.
anybody posts. Doesn't matter. Follow us everywhere anyway, because you never know. We might start posting stuff on there.
Yes, sir.
Follow Cyrus on TWR on Twitter. Please follow me at the Comeback Spot. That is the Comeback Spot. Um, thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Armon, again for being on the show. And I will see you guys next week with Cyrus. I'm sure Cyrus will have great wedding stories to tell us. Anything that happened at the party or whatever. So thank you guys for listening. Have a great week. Oh shoot.